This is Zerker To GM, my 45 defense Ironman, and the main goal for the account is to complete all combat achievements while staying at only level 45 defense. However, we aren't quite there yet. The account looks more like this. We've just finished off the master tier, and we've managed to get ourselves one megarare in the Tumikun Shadow, but that is only the start. We still need a lot of the big ticket items if we want to complete all the combat achievements in the game. Hello everyone and welcome back to Season 5 of Zerker To Grandmaster. It has been a while because we've been doing lots of AFKing, and that is 100,000 blood runes. I want to get 90 rune crafting so that I can make a load of soul runes and worry less about my shadow charges. And another AFK thing that I've been doing is these maple logs, and that is 91 fletching, which now means with the pie boost we can finally make our dragon darts for the blowpipe. We're only going to be using these when we're going for a certain speedrun task because we don't have too many of them. I didn't even have my recorder open. I was getting medium clues while mining amethyst, and I just got my third pair of ranger boots. So at the time of recording, Araxxor is about 2 weeks away, and I have no Slayer points, so the plan is to do a load of Slayer, just to stack up some points so that we can get a couple of tasks on day of release. No! No, 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 no! Oh, as you can tell, I am very upset with that. I have never seen an Eternal Gem or an Imbued Heart on any account, and the Imbued Heart on this account would have been so nice for the Shadow. But, Eternal Slayer Ring. Today is update day, and Araxxor has just been released into the game, and I was an awful YouTuber and didn't press record, and I also didn't check anything and just started going for a task, and I got a task but it wasn't extended, so I've only got about 60 at the moment. But this boss drops a lot of new items, so it drops a Noxious Halberd, which I thought was actually going to be quite good, but it turns out, after like damage specs and stuff like that at top, Blade of Saldor is still just better at most of the bosses. So it's going to be helpful in some niche scenarios, like it's going to be very good for the Melee Inferno task. But apart from that, it'll just be nice to have. But the main items we're going to be going for are the Arania boots, which are actually dropped from the small Araxxites. And these boots have the same strength bonus as my spiked manacles, and the same magic attack bonus as my infinity boots, as well as some range stats as well. Not quite as good as the ranger boots, but it basically means it's going to be my best in slot boots. It saves inventory slots, so we're going to go for those. There's also the Amulet of Rancor. Rancor? I don't actually know. Rancor. Let's go Rancor. Which is a direct upgrade to the Amulet of Torture. It's only 2 more strength bonus, but gives plus 10 accuracy over the Torture on Stab, Slash and Crush. It's going to be really nice, so that's the main thing we're going for from the boss. So I'm sure you've all seen how the boss works. But in case you haven't, boss attacks with melee, and throughout the fight it will spawn little minions. The red minion explodes when you get close to it, and you can lure it underneath Araxxor to deal 80 damage. Green minion spawns and attacks you with range, and you can use either a crush weapon or a heavy ranged weapon to get a guaranteed max hit on that. And then the silver minion is a mirror back Araxxite, and basically as long as it's alive, if you're attacking the boss, it will reflect damage back to you, and if you attack it with melee, it reflects big damage back to you. But again, you get a guaranteed max hit with a heavy ranged weapon, so it's best to bring that. And ignore the crossbow in my clip. I think this was KC number 3 before anyone knew. And the main boss has 3 special attacks that it will do, but it will only pick one throughout the entire fight. One of them, it will shoot out a big venom projectile that you just have to move out of the way of. Another one, it will spray random patches of venom on the floor. And the last one, it will throw an acid ball at you, and whenever you move, it leaves a trail of acid. And then once Araxxor goes to 25%, it goes into his enrage phase, where it speeds up its attacks and leaves venom behind where you're stood. And you won't see it in this clip because it was very early on release. There's actually a technique where if you stand on the 4 southwest tiles of the boss, just before he does his attack, then the boss will actually damage itself, so it speeds up the enrage phase nicely. So that is the thing that makes extended anti-venoms, It's really nice. Makes them last just over 6 minutes instead of around 3. Starting to get the hang of the boss now. I don't have a good heavy range weapon, so what I'm doing at the moment is I'm casting Vengeance on the Mirrorback, which actually gets rid of the damage if you attack it with melee. And a new PB. Lovely. Got an Araxxor head for the Slayer helm. I don't want to know how rare that is. Well, we finally got some teleports. Nice. And that is our task done. So I think I'm actually, rather than waste my task on the small rack sites, I'm just going to try and camp them for a little bit. Try my luck at the boots. I just got a head from one of the little ones. Oh.
Go on, Cam.
Just got head from one of the little ones. Cam,
don't clip that, don't clip that. Almost 70% of the people that watch these videos aren't subscribed. We are so close to my goal of 4,000. So just a reminder, if you are enjoying it, remember to drop a like and consider subscribing. Thank you. I got bored, so I've actually extended them this time. We're going back to the boss. That felt a lot quicker than normal. 134 PB. I'll take that. That is 100 KC at the new boss. No uniques yet. That's a lie, I got the head, but I'm not counting that. I honestly hate clues. Ugh. Still trying to get the Mimic combat achievement, and that is step 7 of our master that we have to drop, because we cannot wear a Dragon Defender. 150. No uniques. Oh, new PB. 121. 200 KC. For 15 bark. What a drop. I did think that was the fang for a second, but it's not. That is a piece of the halberd, our first piece. So it drops in 3 pieces, similar to the bludgeon. And you can't get duplicates. 250. Oh. Oh, that's number 2. We're 2 out of 3 on the halberd. I wasn't expecting to get it so soon after the other one. 96 Slayer. 300. And the end of our task. And there we go, back to Araxxor. That felt really quick. 117. 350. 114. Getting close to getting the transmog. That's got to be it. I didn't even get my second Void Waker off. 104. There we go. Now if we do manage to pull the pet, we've got the lovely transmog for it. 400. 500. Not a lot's happened, as you can tell by the clips. But we have got the Hunter's Crossbow now as our heavy range weapon. Oh, well that's the halberd done.
Wee!
Victory.
Halberd.
And that is the Noxious Halberd made. I'm not gonna lie, I like how it looks, but I feel like it needs to be a bit bigger.
Yeah.
And that is our task done. And there we go. So there is actually a use for the halberd, even though it's a slash weapon. It gives a guaranteed max hit on the Araxxor, so we can use it to kill the poison one. And as long as you're 1 step back from the Mirrorback, it can one-shot the Mirrorback spider as well, and you won't take any of the reflected damage. So yeah, if you don't know, now you know. I don't want one. 600. Take a quick look at the collection log, still missing the fang, the jar, and the pet. So it is now a week on. They made a few changes. Mainly, they've changed the colour of the anti-venoms. And another big change that they made is when you stand under the boss in the southwest corner, it now does less damage, so it's been nerfed a little bit, which kind of makes sense because it was ridiculous how much free damage you got from it. And they did release the drop rates. It's 1 in 200 for a halberd piece and 1 in 600 for the fang. Don't Want another one?
Wow.
Oh my god. Oh, that's sick. I'm actually going to be able to get the white Rancor. That's so sick. So just a quick one in case you didn't know. There's actually an ornament kit for the new amulet that makes it silver. But for that, you need to have the Noxious Halberd, the boots, the Slayer helmet, the pet with the transmog, and the amulet. So this does mean, once we manage to get the amulet, just need to grind out 1,000 Slayer points, as well as the boots, and we'll be able to get the ornament kit. Another head. Well, I thought that might happen. That is another piece of the halberd. 97 Slayer on a jackal. So I did need a bit of a break because we've been doing a lot of Araxxor the last week. So I decided it's finally time to grind out the Arania boots. They did release the drop rates for them, and they are 1 in 2k, I think, from the big ones, and 1 in 4k from the small. And they're slightly more common on task, but I can't be bothered to tutorial skip.
Nice.
Hey, there they are. Very nice. It's about 3,500 killed. Let's take a quick look. The manacles give some negative and +4 strength bonus. Infinity boots give +5 magic. And the ranger boots give +8 range. So if we chuck on the Arania boots, they give slightly less range, but they give the same magic as the Infinity boots, and the same melee strength as the spiked manacles, and they give 1 prayer bonus. So yeah, a nice little upgrade there. Very good for tribriding in raids. There we go, another task. And we get to chuck on our new boots for it. I actually really like the look of them. Keep my toes away now. 800. Yes! Oh, let go. That's so sick. Right, if we take this, I've been told it's a very cool animation, so let's have a little look. That looks so cool. They need to have more stuff like that in the game. But there we go. There's our new Amulet of Rancor. That looks quite nice, to be fair. I think the silver one will look better with the outfit. But if we take a quick look at the collection log, managed to get everything except from the jar. So, yeah, if you would have told me that at the beginning, I'd be done in 800 KC. I would have taken that. But, time to point skip. And a few seconds for you, and many hours for me. That's 1,200. We unlock the Araxxor Slayer helm. And we chuck that on there. Let's have a little look at this. To be fair, I think that is one of the better looking Slayer helmets. I'll just need to change a few things to get it to match the outfit if I wanted to keep it on. So if you have got all the items and you did want the silver Rancor, the steps to get there are all on the wiki. But you basically just go through these paths, interact with certain things with certain weapons. And here we are at the end. We use the amulet on him. There we go. That actually looks really good. I've misclicked. So there we are. Araxxor is done. And it was a really nice change of pace because obviously I've just been AFKing a lot on this account. I still have quite a few things that I want to do. I'm still only 85 rune crafting. I would like to get that up to 90 just so that I can make soul runes. So I don't have to worry as much about my shadow charges. Because by the time we finished the master tier last season, I had no GP left, no charges in my shadow. And I don't want to be in that situation again where I'm not making GP from alchables and I'm not able to do the content I want. So it might be a little bit of a grind, but will be worth it in the long run. Still need to get some more staminas to restock. I need to restock on Zulrah scales. And I would like to get one more blood shard, just to make some of the long combat achievements a bit easier. Stuff like the 5 Pasanis KC, the 20 Grotesque Guardians in one trip. But yeah, once that restock's done, we can go full send into the main things that are going to help us achieve Grandmaster, which is for the Twisted Bow, as well as the Scythe. A few little things along the way. I would really like to get a Zerker crossbow, because I think those specs are definitely going to be needed in some of the speedruns. So there might be a little bit of next thrown into the mix as well. But if you made it all the way to the end, then a massive thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, remember to drop a like, and if it's your first time here, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video, remember to drop a like, and if it's your first time here, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one. A massive shout out to the channel members. At the Master tier we have Luke, and at the Elite tier we have the Quinner, Patriot and Ethan. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, click the join button down below.